So here, yesterday we completed with the loops concepts. On that, you did not get how to iterate to the collections, isn't it? Monica, is it your question? So how I took a strings and how I iterated to the strings, you did not get it, right?
Yes.
Yes. So whenever you want to iterate through any collection data type, you can go to collection Apex developer guide. There you will find a syntax, or else you can recap the video which I explained previously. So whenever you want to define a collection, what we need to do is initially we need to say collection name. So now
Yeah, list.
I want to store the data in the form of list. So in this list, I want to store all the values in the form of string. I want to store
Okay.
all the values in the form of string. So now for the
Okay.
string, I have to give some variable name. So let's
Okay.
suppose I want to create a list with the weekdays. So for that, I'm giving variable name like weekdays. So after
Okay.
giving these, like as it is an OOPS, like object-oriented programming, Apex is an object-oriented programming. In this,
Mm,
if you want to instantiate any class or object, so here list is a class kind of thing. So we need to initialize this class first. To initialize this
mm,
class, what we can do is we need to say new. We are giving new space to this variable,
okay.
this thing.
Mm,
In this way, always we can instantiate any class to access its properties. So whenever you want to
mm,
create a list, and for this list, if you want to allocate some space, you can allocate like this. In this way, we can define any complex data type. So any collection we can define
okay.
in this format. If it is a list, we can follow this. If it is a set, in place of list, we can keep set. If it is a map, we'll replace this complete syntax with the map syntax. So
Okay.
now in this, if you want to keep a values while creating it itself, you can specify those values in a curly braces. So let's suppose
Okay.
coming to weekdays, I want to define Monday, Tuesday. So strings, we'll specify strings in quotations.
Okay.
Tuesday, come on, Wednesday, come on, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm defining all these days in this list. Now, what I want to do is I want to print the values present in this list. So for that, we'll be having system.debug statement. So now what I'll do is initially I want to check whether there is any data present in weekdays or not. Control C, Control V. So now I want to execute this portion. So if you execute that portion here, if you go to where we should go. So here you can see logs. In the logs, we can see the log. So I'm clicking on debug only. It will give only debug statements. As you can see, we are having all the days in this collection. Okay. The next, what I want to do is after this, again, I'll go to this debug log. And here, I want to iterate through all the values inside this collection. So for that, we'll be having easiest structure. So iterating like what I want to do is I want to iterate through each and every value present inside this collection. To do that, what I can do is initially we can specify a data type of it or string. Here we should specify a string like a to access each and every value, which variable you want to specify. You can specify any variable. String day. So inside the collection, we'll be having data in the form of string. That's why I specify string. Inside a weekdays, we are having days. I am specifying variable like day. So whatever the variable you want to keep, we can keep that. But in the real time, whatever the variable name you're keeping, it should give a realistic meaning. Means by looking at that itself, others should understand for which purpose you are creating that variable. Now,
Okay.
the meaning of this thing is weekdays is a list, and I am iterating through this weekdays list, and the string day means every time it will give you a current iterative value. It means for the first instance, it will give like a Monday. For second instance, it will give like a Tuesday. Like that, it will go till Sunday. We'll check that now. System dot debug. So I want to print day. Now I want to execute this code. As you can see, in this collection, we are having these many values. Next time we can see, for the first iteration, it is giving Monday. Next time Tuesday. Next time
Hmm.
Wednesday. Like that, it is giving the value. It means day is a variable which will hold a current value. Clear? So now,
Okay.
what we'll do is, we'll see loop uh, transfer statements. So first loop transfer statement is a break statement. So coming to the break statement, it we can say it as a loop terminator. We can say it as a loop terminator. So it means whenever if you use a break statement inside the loop, if that condition is satisfied, it will break your loop permanently. So to make you understand the stuff, what I'll do is I'll take same example that you'll understand much clearly. What I want to do is I want to define another variable here. So my variable name is, let's suppose test equals to. So if my day reaches to Saturday, I should not go to office. Saturday and Sunday are holidays to me. So for that purpose, what I am saying is I am keeping test equals to Saturday. So what I will do is in this, before printing this, I'll keep a condition. If day equals to test, if day matches to test, what I'll do is I want to break the program, break the loop. I'm keeping break here. So here what I am doing is I'm defining one variable with the name test. After defining some variable, or else without defining variable also you can do manually. Like what you can do is you can keep this Saturday here. If Saturday comes, I don't want to go to office, remember. So what you can do is here also you can specify that stuff. So if you do this approach, you can remove this line even. But for the best practices, follow the standard approaches so that it could be somewhat better to you. So I'm defining some variable. So in the future, if you change the value for this variable also, it won't impact the code. That's why follow this kind of approaches while writing some program. Okay, so if this condition is satisfied, I want to break a program. So here in place of day, what I'll do is, so I want to print a day. I'll keep it as is. Plus, I have to display some message. Like go to office. If it is a weekdays, I'll recommend go to office. So now what I'll do is I'll execute this portion only. I'll execute complete code. Nothing will happen. So we'll get to this portion as well. Okay. So I'll keep it in a multi-line comment so that it will be read as comments only. This won't give any output. It will be work for our readability purpose only. So now I kept that stuff in a multiple line comment. Now I will execute the complete code. Variable
Test
does not
variable
exist.
not declared. Not declared string.
Data type, no? Great.
Hmm.
String test. Yes. Now everything aligned good. Debug only. You can see. So Monday go to office, Tuesday go to office, Wednesday go to office, Thursday go to office, Friday go to office. After that, we are not getting any output. It means what you can understand is whenever that condition met, it will terminate this complete loop. If some condition satisfies, it won't allow us to go inside the condition. Understood break statement? If we keep break statement inside the loop, if that condition satisfies, it will take us out of the loop. Clear? Adi garu, clear?
Yes, clear.
Monica, any doubts on this? Okay, perfect. Now, what I will do is, in place of in place of break, I have to use, so break and continue are the loop transfer statements. So the purpose of loop transfer statements is, so loop means iteratively, continuously, we should iterate through the values. Sometimes we will have a requirement like, if sub condition met, I should come out of the loop. Okay. On such cases, what we can do is we can use loop transfer statements. And that the first one is the break statement. So the purpose of break statement is, if this condition is satisfied and if you keep some break here, from for the next time onwards, whenever this condition met, it won't goes into this loop. It will come out of the loop. That's why, so if the day matches to Saturday, from Saturday and Sunday, it won't give any output. It will give output till Friday only. As you can see, this debug log. You can see this log. Here it is giving output till Friday only. It won't give output more than Friday. Why means we are checking condition with Saturday. If the day is matching with Saturday, I should terminate a loop. So to terminate that loop, I'm using break statement. Similarly, we'll be having continue statement. What I'll do is I'll copy paste same code. In place of break, what I'll do is, so previously, which example we took? So go to office example we took. So next time, which example I'll take is continue statement. No? The purpose of continue statement is to skip the value, we'll use it. So I'll say it as a value skipper. Okay. So the purpose of this thing is, so previously, if the condition is like satisfied, what we did is permanently we terminated the loop. Again, it won't go into the loop. Okay. Whereas if you use a continue, what it does is it will skip that value only. Let's suppose if the day matches to Thursday, I don't want to eat a non-veg. I shouldn't eat a non-veg on Thursday. For that, I am writing a program. So I want to skip the Thursday. There it is. Yes, test equals to Thursday. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll say for string day weekdays, okay, if day equals to test, I'll continue. I'll keep continue. So coming to the break means if this condition is satisfied, it will take us completely out of the loop. Whereas coming to the continue, it will skip the single value. So here have non-veg. Let's suppose I wrote this code, and what I'll do is I'll close the top portion in the comments. So what I'll do is I'll do this and I'll close this here. So remaining stuff I kept completely everything in quotations. Okay, I think now it will give an output. I'm opening log file. Okay, so you can see all days we are getting Monday have non-veg, Tuesday have non-veg, Wednesday have non-veg, but he won't be able to see Thursday. Why means we are skipping that value. That's why continue is said as value skipper. So if you won't understood these examples, I'll take a very simple example and I'll explain you. Let's suppose I want to iterate through 10 integers. So how we can define for loop? For integer I equals to 1, I should go from 1 to 10. Let's suppose I less than or equals to 10 colon I plus plus. In this way only we can go from one number to like higher levels, right? Now what I'll do is I'll check if I value equals to 5. Whenever this condition satisfied, whenever I value becomes equals to 5, at the time, what I want to do is I'll keep a break first. Let's suppose I'll keep a break here. So after this, here I want to print I value every time. System dot debug I. So now I took very easiest example. Give me a minute. Sorry for the interruption. So now I'm going to execute this portion. Line 24, column unexpected token, or where we had a mistake. Yes, which mistake we did in this? System dot debug. Oh, here for F is not copied now. Yes, perfect. Execute highlighted. Perfect. Log file got generated. Now I'm opening that log file and I'm clicking on debug only. So you can see if you click on debug only, we are getting output like 1, 2, 3, 4 only. Though we are trying to print a complete output from 1 to 10, though we are looking the output like 1 to 4 only. So because of break only, it is giving output like that. So now if you have a doubt, what you can do is without removing break, you can see this. Let's suppose I'll copy the same block of code on top of it. But here I won't use any breaks. Let's suppose I'll keep system.debug only. So let's suppose I am not keeping anything here. I'll execute this portion now. This one. Where is it? Yes, I'll execute this portion only. Missing closing bracket is missed. So which this one, right? Think for loop, this one is open. Okay, this bracket is open. This is closer, this is closer. Okay. What the hell? Semicolon misses somewhere. Oh, here we should close it now. Yes. Now I close it. So now you can see. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 condition matched 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It means it is giving all the values. But sometimes if you have a requirement like if some condition matches from that place onwards, if you don't want to get a values, at that time we should use a break statement. Now is it clear, Monica?
Yes.
Yes. Similarly, in place of this break, if you use continue, what happens? Same block of code. In place of break, if you use continue, what happens?
It gonna skip, I think.
Yes, that single value gonna skip. It means
Hmm.
five only will be skipped from these values. So these are
Hmm.
loop transfer statements.
Okay, got it.
So see, you can see you won't be able to see value 5. Why means we are skipping that value. Okay. So similarly, if you struck anywhere while practicing anything in Apex, simply you can go to developer guide and you can look at the syntax. It will help you a lot. So as we discussed, type, yeah, we forget to discuss this concept, type conversion. Type conversion means converting one data type into another data type is said as a type conversion. It means sometimes we'll be having requirement like this. So let's suppose consider a scenario like I'll be having requirement like this. Let's suppose I'll be having requirement like so string marks M1 means one subject marks. So which is 43. Similarly, I'll be taking another subject. So I'll close it here. String M2 means a second subject marks. I'll consider it like a 54. Similarly, I'll consider string M3. I am considering it like another subject and I'll keep marks like 76. Okay, so now after defining all the strings, what I want to do is I want to add all the values. Now to add the values, what I am doing is, do we try to store this value in another input? So let's suppose I'll create another variable like string total. So for this, how I want to store a values means I want to add M1 marks plus M2 marks plus M3 marks. But if you add all this stuff, it will give a total marks, right? So now what I'll do is I'll say system dot debug. So I want to print the output total here. So if you perform total here, how much will get? 4 plus 5, 90, 90 plus 70, 160, 166, 170, 173. Isn't it? We should get 173 if it is exactly a marks. So now I'm executing this portion. So a log file will got generated. Debug only. You can see the output is bit different. 43, 54, 76. We are getting this much huge output. It is wrong, right? So why it is giving such kind of output means, so whenever you perform addition between strings, whenever you perform addition between strings, concatenation operation will takes place. Here, all the data we are having in the form of strings, right? Concatenation means the values will be attached in this fashion. Means M1 attaches with M2, M2 attaches with M3. It means it will give output like this: 43, 54, 76. Like that, we got an output. But our requirement is we should get a value by performing addition of these values. It means if you want to perform basic addition, we should have values in the form of integers. So to convert these values in the form of integers, we should know type conversion or type casting. So we'll be having type conversion rules here. If you go to this documentation, you can see that type conversion rules. A lot of rules will be there. I don't want to look at the type conversion rules. So now what I'll do is type casting. Testing. Putting it in a new tab. I'm going in another tab. So I opened one blog. So these are the private blogs. You can read it. Though this won't follow the standard Salesforce blogs, but these are much comfortable to read. So as you can subscribe these kind of things, as I am going to Apex Developer Guide only, class and casting. So unable to find it here. Okay, directly I'll write it. You can search it, you'll find it. So we'll see whether we can find type conversion only, right? Rules, so we don't want rule. Converting string into integer in Apex. So here integer that value of is a method. With that we can do that. So as you can open any blocks, but I am showing you the blocks. So how to search blocks? That's why I'm showing these. Without this also you can do it. So here you can see initially he's checking. It's a different thing. It's not required. You can go through this blog. You'll understand in a different way. Okay. I'll see here. You can see if you want to convert string in the form of integer, you can use this typecasting function. Integer dot value of is a function which is used to convert string in the form of integer. Now what I'll do is I'll copy paste it. Now prior to performing this operation, here what I'll do is yes, string total. It's an another variable. So now what I want to do is I want to perform this action. So now, prior to adding this integer 1 into it, what I'll do is I'll take M1 marks and here I'll take M2 marks and here I'll take M3 marks. So it might give an error. Which error it will give? So as we are performing typecasting and we are adding the values, all these values will be in the form of integer data type. Let's suppose if I take integer total. So what I'll do is I'll copy paste same thing. Now I'm performing the debug execute highlight operation. So one log file got generated. I'm debugging it.
Take it total. Tot. T-O-T.
Oh, there also I kept total. Huh?
Yeah.
Shit. Sorry. Yes. You can see now you can see the output with the addition. Now again, let's suppose if I have a requirement like I don't want to store that output even in the form of integer again. So I'll be having complete data in the form of strings only. I want to store this output also in the form of string. So for that purpose, what you can do is the easiest way is string result. Let's suppose I'm keeping it as a result equals to what I want to do is again I want to typecast. So whenever you want to typecast, remember what you can do is value of is a common thing. So prior to that, into which data type you want to typecast? I want to typecast data in the form of string. That's why I'm keeping string. If you want to convert some data in the form of float, you can keep decimal. If you want to convert into double, you can keep double dot. So whatever the data type, like in whatever the data type you want to keep the data type name first. After that, value of. In this value of, what you can do is you can specify tote. Tote means integer, right? I'm converting that integer into string. So now this will be converted in the form of string. So if you look at the output, output will be come up in the form of string. Similarly, if you don't want to waste another line of code, what you can do is you can keep it this typecasting in the top line itself. Okay, top line means here itself you can keep. So string dot value of what you can do is you can keep here. Control C. Here you can keep it like this. And you can keep this data type as a string. Understood? You can follow any one of these two approaches. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yes. So typecasting means converting one data type into another data type. So whatever the way comfortable to you, you can follow that approach. So I forgot to explain these concepts while explaining basic. I got an idea. That's why I explained this today. Okay. So freshly tomorrow we'll start OOPS concepts. Okay.
Okay.
And next Monday onwards we'll start admin concepts again. You can see 173. Okay, go through the rules for typecasting so that you'll get to know a lot. Means like on from which data type to which data type only we can typecast. So what are the limitations? Everything you can find in these rules of typecasting. You can read it thoroughly so that you'll understand. Okay. So with this, I'm stopping today. Thank you. I'll upload this session also in a drive. Remaining all things, I think I might upload it. Admin session also some topic is missing. The topic also I uploaded yesterday.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, done. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.